Hello everyone, and I'm Linghui, and my dissertation topic is Chinese semantic analysis. Now I will introduce it to you. First of all, it's about the motivation. Nowadays, some social networking websites in China, like Microwebs and 豆瓣、内海段子、糗事百科 have generated large quantities of Chinese jokes, which usually very concise. We found that effectively analyzing these Chinese jokes can help us to figure out the different language feature of the Chinese culture and the Chinese people's humorous behavior and interaction towards typical topics. However, as Chinese jokes are usually very short, therefore, analyzing and classifying the Chinese jokes is very challenging because of its sparsity and the limited information available in the short text. Therefore, for our objective in our project, the objective is to build a website to sort out the most three similar Chinese jokes from the large quantities of Chinese jokes collected from these three social networking websites. To tackle the sparsenesses and noise in short text classification, we use latent semantic analysis, which extracts hidden topics directly from input corpus. This method includes TF-IDF, like DOC2VEC, LSI, and LDA. This four method has its own pros and cons, and I will introduce it later. And then I will talk about the implementation. First of all, we collect large quantities of Chinese jokes from three social networking websites and then perform Chinese segmentation on it and put them into datasets. Next, we use Genism, which is an open-source third-party Python toolkit to build the semantic model on our dataset based on the four methods we mentioned above. And then we use Django, a high-level Python web framework to build our website. And there are 4 buttons in our website, and each button represents one search method. And then I will I will demo it to you for our website, because this one is our website we built finally, and these are the test area that we can put the Chinese jokes here. For example, if we put this this Chinese jokes in this area, and there are 4 buttons. Each button represents one method to build a model. For example, if we use this method to search out, and we could find that the first one is the text we put in this area, and then the following 3 jokes are the most similar 3 jokes related to these jokes we put, and we could find that they all related to the teacher. They are related to teacher and students. They're all the jokes between teacher and student. For example, if we put the same jokes here and we use the LSI method, we could find that we could find also the same. They all about the teacher and the student jokes about this. But we found that this 2 performs very well in our project, but the later 2 perform not that well. We could find, because for example, if we use this one and use this method, and we find that sometimes it's not very similar to this topic. This topic is about the teacher and the student, but these 2 are not, are just regular jokes. And this one also, we can try the last one. It's like that, like this. Yeah, we found that it's also not really perform not very well. And as for the reason, we found that, as we can see from our data set, there are a lot of synonyms in the Chinese jokes, and as LSI can solve problem of the synonyms and ambiguity, so it can perform very well in this case. However, for the LDA, the tag and the label for each file is not that obvious, and the semantic information is messy and not distinct, and it doesn't handle the noise topic dataset well. Thus, this one, the topic extraction of the LD model is rather vague. And similarly, as the content of Chinese jokes is comparatively short and lack of abundant vocabulary, and this method most related to the word order. The first three all ignore the order of the word in Chinese jokes, but the last one just very important for the word order. However, we found that for the topic extraction, the word order is not that important in this case, so this does not perform very well. And finally, we found very interesting about our Chinese jokes. Like for the short Chinese jokes, we found that even with a lot of common words, with a lot of synonyms in the Chinese jokes, we can find they can express totally different humorous topic. Like just for the students and the teacher, and there are a lot of different meanings for in Chinese jokes, and therefore catching their keywords is an effective method to classify them. And we also found that interesting about Chinese jokes. Chinese people on the social networking website tend to talk about the humorous things related to the people that live around them, which reveals that human relationship may have an important effect on the happiness of the life in the characteristic Chinese culture. And that's very interesting about Chinese culture. And that's why we found the first two methods performs very well in this case. And in the future, maybe by a lot of deep learning, and we know the real culture of the Chinese speaking style, and maybe we can use the last method to perform very well. So that's all our project. Thank you. And our finally result is to build a website like this. Thank you very much. And that's all about my project.